Life will bring you people and circumstances to give you the opportunity to reprogram your mind, to heal and reprogram the things that are not yours, but are in the mind holding you back. So hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind Engineer. Here, Tommy Walker sharing insight and tools about how the mind works and how to start making changes. One of the very important things I want to share with you guys is that when we're born, we come with a blank slate. From 0 to 7 years old, even in the womb, our belief system, the narratives, the programs start being created in the back of your head. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind runs between 90 to 95% of your life. The conscious mind runs between 5 and 10%. So subconsciously, we have created tons of limiting, negative, and false beliefs around many areas of our life. I have worked now for 17 years with thousands of people around the world from 44 countries. It doesn't matter where they come from. People might come with limiting beliefs around money. Maybe when they were kids, mom and dad were fighting over money. So as a little kid, I might have started thinking that money is bad. The other day, I was working with an entrepreneur and she was struggling with her business. And when we started going deeper to her past, she realized that when she was around 4 or 5 years old, up to 4 or 5 years old, everything was fine. And suddenly, when she was 5, nearly 6, dad started making money. And when dad started making money, problems started in the family. Mom and dad started fighting, dad started not coming back home, and eventually they got divorced. So in her mind, subconsciously, she had made a story saying that money was bad. So she didn't want to have money because she didn't want to end up like her parents. So she was self-sabotaging her business to avoid going through what her parents went through. And like that, guys, I can tell you hundreds of stories of people struggling with money, financially, with love, relationships, communication. You know how many people I work with that they tell me that, their husband is always yelling at them and screaming at them. And when we start finding out, or the other way around, the husband talking about their wives, right? When we start talking about their childhood, the person that is complaining about the screaming, in many cases, they came from a family that speaking up or communicating was a threat. So this person, whenever they were exposed to somebody else that would communicate, if that person would raise their voice even a little bit, they thought that was an aggression. And don't get me wrong, there are people that are screaming, yelling, narcissists, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people that I work with, they have realized that actually, in many cases, not all of them, their partner was trying to communicate something and it sounded threatening because they had come from families where it was nearly not allowed to express what you needed. So they would just shove it in. They would just speak very smoothly, very nicely, or not speak at all. And if a person came and just was talking even as the way I'm talking, that they could take as an aggression. So it's not so much what the other people are doing, is how you are interpreting their behavior. That's why the talk today is life will bring you people and circumstances to give you the opportunity to question your belief system. I work with people that have troubles every time they move jobs, they quit, they go to another business, to another job. They still find people that are, self-centered, they're bullying, they're calling them names. And I ask them, do they treat each other like that, or do they just treat you like that? And a lot of people that I work with, they tell me, no, Tommy, I'm the only one that they bully, they laugh at, they make fun of and things like that. And then we start going into their past, and they, as kids, they went through a lot of it, and they didn't learn how to speak up and say, hey, I don't like what you're saying. Hey, don't disrespect me, or whatever. So many of the people that I work with, in most cases, the people that I was working with that had troubles at work, they would never speak up and tell the people at work that what others were doing was affecting them. But they were blaming the other people because of they were not speaking up. So it's important to understand that when we're born, we don't know what communication is. We don't know what love is. We don't know what money is. We don't know anything. We don't know what failure is. We don't know what making a mistake is. We don't know what success is. And we start adding meaning to all those words according to our environment. And I'm pretty sure that none of you out there had the perfect environment because our parents were not perfect. I'm not perfect, even with my kids. And I've done this work for 17 years and I still make mistakes. I'm learning. So as nobody had the perfect environment, we all have created limiting, negative, and false narratives, beliefs around who we are, who we're meant to be, what it is to speak up, what it is to not speak up. We have created so many narratives around different areas of our lives So with this work, the idea is to start exploring. That's why I call it compassionate exploration. Start exploring the mind, our subconscious mind. What could little Tommy have made up around money? In different stages of my life, what could have Tommy made up of no meanings about money? My parents fought over money, not because they had. My parents struggled a lot with money, so they were fighting because of the stress. Don't get me wrong, and I get it. I'm not blaming them. But as a kid, I started seeing that money brings problems. Money creates separation. When there's a lack of money, there is a lack of love. One of the biggest things that I've been working all these years is when money is not present, when money runs out, there's no love. If you don't have money, you're not going to be loved. And I went to a school where a lot of people in there had a lot of money. So I reinforced that belief over and over and over again. So I had to do a lot of work, and I'm still working on it, to be able to love myself no matter what happens. And as you many know, I don't do bad economically at all. I do pretty good. But I'm living in a country right now that the expenses have gone between 200 and 300% inflation, 200, 300 in some areas. I saw the other day some news that talked about 400% inflation in some areas, right? So the cost of living in our country skyrocketed. So suddenly, although I'm doing good living, sometimes I might not make it to the end of the month. So I'm still practicing how to love and accept myself no matter what. And that's the idea, because although I'm making good money, the problem is that if I don't make it to the end of the month, some parts of me come up and suddenly start feeling not lovable, stress, anxiety, frustration. So I'm still healing parts of my past that are associated with things that I went through as a little kid. It doesn't matter how much money I'm making today. It doesn't matter what's going on today. What's happening is what happened in the past that still needs to be dealt with. The more we work on reprogramming the mind, the more we're able to become who we're meant to be, regardless what's happening on the outside. And I'm not saying it's easy. Please don't get me wrong, but the idea is to be able to explore the mind, understand how it's, what is a belief system that I have created around different areas that I might be stuck, perfectionism, procrastination, self-sabotage, analysis paralysis, anxiety, stress. All of those normally are symptoms of something much deeper. So when we start exploring the mind and understanding how it works, we're able to start identifying the different programs that need updates. As I always say, I believe that we're spiritual beings living a human experience. Spiritual beings living a human experience. So God, Goddess, universe, higher power, higher self, you name it the way you want, it doesn't matter, is gonna bring people and circumstances your way to see where you have your own limitations, to help you free your mind to become who you're meant to be. But it's not a competition between mind and heart. It's a combination of both. Well, we need to understand where the mind, parts of us didn't feel loved and accepted, and be able to start practicing loving and accepting every part of us. Because again, if we are meant for greatness, if we are spiritual beings, we need to practice unconditional love. So if there's a part of you that is choosing to self-sabotage, to spend hours on social media, to, try to control others, to, fall into rigidity and stubbornness, whatever that is, that part of you has done that to try to protect itself from the lack of love or seeking for love. So what it's needing is love. So when you practice that self-love of the different parts of us, those different parts of us start letting go of the behavior that was created in the first place to seek for love or numb the pain of the lack of love. Seek for love, pleasure. Well, what's Tony says it in a different way. Tony says, and many other people talk about pleasure, or I don't know what, I don't remember the other word that they use. It's like pain and pleasure, but I truly believe that it goes deeper than just the mind is looking for pleasure. The mind is looking to numb the pain of the lack of love, or is seeking for love. That's it. So what we need to practice is that unconditional love. We are unconditional loving beings when we came to this world. If you look at babies, we're unconditional love. We start being programmed as we grow, and we then end up with many limiting, negative, and false beliefs that we don't even know are in the subconscious mind running the show. So as I offer these lives, as I offer these things, the idea is to offer insight and tools to help you understand more of the mind, go deeper, and be able to start revealing the different limiting, negative, and false beliefs. And I want to share something with the people that are following me. The 29th of August, I'm going to do a live event where everybody's invited. It's a free event, 29th of August. I think it's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Central Time, Pacific Time. I don't remember exactly, but if you want to know more, write the word here, event, and we'll share the information for the event. There's going to be a little bit of theory of how the mind works, and then there's going to be a lot of laser coaching, where I'm going to coach people one-on-one for 5, 10, 15 minutes to help them understand a bit more what are the messages that are coming up in the different circumstances that they're struggling. So imagine that you're struggling at work, you're struggling with your partner, you're struggling with your kids, you're struggling financially, any struggle that you have. I'm going to help you understand a bit more and guide you on what you need to practice to be able to start reprogramming the mind to heal, let go, dissolve those different programs, and update your operating systems so you can operate at a different level. So if you know more, write down the word event down here. I'll always share more information about the event. We have it also on Facebook or on YouTube. You can find the link to be able to sign up. We already have many people signed up. We hope to get as many people out there as possible to help more and more people understand how the mind works and how to start making changes. This has changed my life, and I've seen change the life of thousands of people around the world. I want to share it for more and more people. So it's a free live event, no costs. Just show up on Zoom, and we'll get you going on understanding yourself a little bit more and what to work on to help you get unstuck in any area, whatever that is. It doesn't matter. These tools can help you in any way. So I hope to